Law 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. The core principles of this law focus on the trap of succession, the illusion of early originality, and the necessity of deliberate differentiation. So, what are the core principles here? Let's talk about the burden of comparison. What happens first always appears to be more original and brilliant. When you follow a famous predecessor or parent, people will always measure you against their ghost. And it takes double the effort. To stand out in someone's shadow, you can't just match their work. You have to achieve twice as much to make an independent impact. And then finally, there is the concept of slaying the father. To gain true power, you have to break free from the past. You have to reject old methods, establish your own distinct identity, and carve out a completely different space. Let's talk about a couple of historical examples. Let's talk about the transgression the transgression of Louis XV. Louis XV succeeded his great-grandfather Louis XIV, who was known as the Sun King, who had built France into a powerhouse. Instead of forging a new path, Louis XV tried to rule in the exact same massive shadow. Because he could not match his predecessor's grand legacy, he grew indifferent, focused on shallow pleasures, and led France into ruin and the French Revolution. Now let's look at the other side, the observance of the law. Let's talk about Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great inherited an incredible kingdom from his father, King Philip. Instead of copying his father's specific military strategies or political style, Alexander charted a totally unique course of aggressive, far-reaching conquest. By refusing to just be Philip's son, he surpassed his father's achievements entirely. So, what is the reversal to this law? When do you step into the shoes? If your predecessor was weak, hated, or failed miserably, you should step directly into their shoes. Associating yourself with a previous disaster allows you to look like the savior. By contrasting yourself with obvious failure rather than great success, you win immediate loyalty and stability. That is the general idea of Law 41. If you have not done so, I would highly recommend that you go back to my channel and first watch the video entitled Introduction to the Laws of Power. And then I would watch Laws 1 through 40. I would watch them in order because each video builds on the one before it. And if you do so, you will have a much better idea and understanding of what I'm talking about today. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment or join us in a live stream. I don't mind discussing anything as long as we can keep it decent and respectful. I make these videos because I want to teach people how not to be taken advantage of. And I feel like if these videos help even one person, then I've done my job. Hope everybody has a good day, and I'll see you soon.